Hello boys and girls, welcome to my very first video of Europa Universalis 4, a 4X game developed by Paradox. This is a new game I'm bringing to you on my channel. This is a strategic game, historical game that I played a lot in the years before, and I'm just trying to mix up a little bit the games that I'm bringing on my YouTube channel, since I don't want to stick on a single game like World of Warships. So today, completely different game, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you don't enjoy it, feel free to leave a comment down below, and if you have any suggestions or any other games or titles that you want to see on the channel, and I might buy or play, just feel free to give me some advices in the comments. So, speaking of the game, for the ones of you that don't actually know this kind of game, we have to choose a nation. We are gonna start in 1444 AD, as you can see here. We are gonna start in Europe, and I chose France, a very easy nation to play for my very first gameplay on this channel, even if I played a lot of different countries in Europa Universalis 4. As you can see, I have all DLC enabled until Golden Century. In a couple of months, I think that it will come out a new DLC, Emperor, I think it is gonna be the name. I'm not sure about that. So, and it will bring a lot of changes to the gameplay, but so far these are all the major DLC that you can earn and purchase. So we're gonna start with France, which has these French traditions, so national manpower modifier plus 20% and diplomatic reputation plus 1, and the ambition of having plus 5% discipline, which is very good. And the French ideas are diplo reputation plus 1, morale of armies plus 20%, which is huge, national tax plus 10%, native uprising chance and native assimilation, which is okay-ish, fort maintenance minus 20%, which is good for the late game, of course. Technology cost minus 10%, which is always nice. And tolerance of heretics and heathens plus 2, which is okay. So yeah, we start with King Charles VII de Valois, which is okay, has 10 points, which is decent, I guess. We start with the guaranteeing on Scotland, and with an alliance with Provence, which we are gonna break as soon as possible. So no more talks, let's go. Iron Man mode, sorry. We can call it France first. We're gonna start Iron. We are keeping difficulty to normal because we don't wanna give the AI too much power. So first thing first, as you can see, we start with our country that is divided into multiple provinces. We have a starting army, actually two. The first one of 14,000 men, divided 10,000 soldiers and 4,000 cavalry. We cannot build artillery in this at this time, but we will soon be able to. And this other one, which is 12 infantry and 4,000 cavalry. As you can see, some provinces have this icon, which is a fort. This is our capital, Paris, of course. The first thing you have to keep in mind when you play this game are these three values: administrative power, diplomatic power, and military power, which grants you the ability to do actions and stuff in the game. Of course, you also will proceed through technologies and ideas with using these values. And the most important one, in my opinion, is the administrative power, because if you want to play large and conquer a lot of provinces and lands, you are going to need a lot of administrative power. So always try to preserve administrative power. And these values up here, we are going to take a very quick look. This is our treasury, our money income, which is influenced by a lot of voices. As you can see, we have taxation, production and trade, which are the base main sources of income for us, while we have state maintenance, army maintenance, fleet and fort maintenance, which are the major expenses that we have at the moment, at least. Many other factors are gonna come into play into this main menu later in the game, but we are gonna see that. This is our manpower, which has a maximum value, which actually is 42k almost, and a currently month gain, which is 383 for now, but we are gonna boost this with some buildings and ideas, technologies and so on and so forth. So this is actually how many soldiers we can recruit, basically. This is the same for sailors, which are important for our navy. This is stability, an important value that you should always try to keep at least at 0, but possibly in positive. It goes from -3 to +3 and gives you a lot of benefits if you keep it above 0. This is corruption, which is not that important in my opinion, because if you take loans or if you during peace deals you ask for a lot of money, this value is gonna pump up and it will slowly make you spend more administrative power and money for every kind of thing you are gonna do in the game. But this is not that big of a problem until it reaches more than 10%, I think. It's prestige, which is also an important thing to keep an eye at. As you can see, all the effects of our current prestige are on our morale of the armies, navies, global trade power, mercenary cost, yearly legitimacy, aggressive expansion, institution embarrassment cost, and a lot of things. So just keep in mind that this value, as it is important to keep it high, has a maximum value of 100. So if you get prestige above like 70, 80 is very, very good. This is legitimacy, which is also an important value. As you can see, all these things are influenced by our legitimacy, which is influenced, the yearly income is influenced by our prestige. And yeah, this is also an important value to keep an eye at, because if we have a very low legitimacy, some other countries, foreign countries that have our same dynasty may try to overthrow our ruler and take us as a personal union. So always have high legitimacy if you can. And finally, this is our power projection. That is actually a measure of how powerful we are seen as a country from the other countries in the game. This also influences our morale of navies and armies, the yearly prestige income, and global trade power, and yada yada, as you can see. If you are above 50 of this value, you are gonna have 1+1 for each mana power, let's say. So your goal should be always to have power projection higher than 50, so you can speed up these values. These values are influenced. There is a base value of 3 for each one, and then our ruler skill are influencing these values. As you can see, we are currently gaining 6 administrative power per month because we have a base value of 3 plus Charles the 7th administrative seal plus 4 minus 1 for the national focus that we are gonna talk about in a minute. So we are currently gaining 6 administrative points. We are increasing 7 diplomatic power points and 6 military power points. So this is the main menu, like here. Here is our main emblem, our state emblem, that opens us a lot of other menus here, but I don't want to make it too long. I'm gonna do a tutorial of this game lately when the next DLC comes, so I can get you an up-to-date tutorial, because I don't want to make a full tutorial right now. So everything I say and I do, take it for granted. I'm sorry, but I don't have the time to do a tutorial here before this series of videos. I'm gonna do a tutorial when the next DLC comes, so in, I think, a couple of months at best. So have a little patience for this if you don't know the game. If you know it already, then just enjoy the game. So speaking of the actual match, we have to pick our rivals, which are our most hated countries, the countries that we are gonna have to fight, basically. So for sure we are taking England, because we want to recover all these territories. Then we can see that Hungary and Burgundy put us as their own rival. So Burgundy is a tricky country to face, because as of all these vassals, and they are all combined, they have a very strong military power. But I think we can take Burgundy as rival, and I'm not gonna take Hungary because I don't really, not really interested in fighting Hungary, at least for now. On the other hand, I'm interested in expanding myself in this part of Spain, so I'm gonna take Aragon as my rival. So now that we chose our rivals, we have to choose our allies. So I'm gonna start with Castile for sure. And as we can see, we can ally Castile with ease. So we're gonna ally Castile, and then I don't know, maybe Milan or Savoy. We will. Okay, Castile accepted our alliance. Savoy is allied with Aragon, so it's not worth it to ally Savoy, because as soon as we attack Aragon, they are gonna defend them and break the alliance with us, most likely at least. So instead, we can go for Milan as an ally. So now, as you can see, we have 4 out of 4 diplomatic relations taken right now. Because we are guaranteeing Scotland, we are allying Provence, Castile and Milan. But the thing is, we don't want to really be any more allied with Provence, because it is a very weak alliance for us. I think we want to be able to. We are improving our relation with the Pope, because we are allied with their own rival, which is Milan. As you can see, Milan has Papal State as their own rival. So now that we broke our alliance with Provence, we have 1 free slot for our diplomatic relations. And at this point I'm thinking how Austria is not willing to ally to us, because we are historical rivals. So yeah, we cannot ally Austria, even if it would have been nice. So I'm thinking about maybe another major state of the Holy Roman Empire, maybe Bohemia. We could ally Bohemia or even Brandenburg, but Brandenburg is allied with Austria, while Bohemia is not, and has Austria as their own rival. But the thing is to keep in mind is that if we ally Bohemia, they might call us into a defensive war against Austria at some point, or even against Poland. So for now we are good here. We are good like that, I think. We don't need another ally because we are strong enough to manage ourselves by our own. We are assigning a couple of generals to our armies. We are unpausing the game. And now we can take a look at this. It is our mission tree. As you can see, our first missions are recovering Gascony, which is... oops, sorry. Milan is offering us a royal marriage. We are going to accept this. Gascony is this plus Maine. So we have to conquer this. We'll be able to have permanent claims on, as you can see. Oh, oops, oh, sorry, misclicked. We recover this, we gain claims on these three provinces here and Anjou. So, while if we recover Normandy, which are these four regions, then we can get the claims on all Brittany area. So, we are gonna accept Castile royal marriage, of course. So, we have to attack England as soon as possible and recover as much land as we can. As you can see, England is allied with Leinster, Tyrone and Portugal. These two states are two minor Irish states which are not a threat, and also Portugal is not that big of a deal in this era, at least. So there is a special event, which is the 100 Years Wars, which will fire in a couple of years at max. This is an event that is scripted in the game. It always fires, and there are two possible outcomes of this event. One outcome is that England just surrenders and gives us this province Maine for free, and the other option is that England is claiming our throne for restoring a personal union with us and is declaring war on us. So if this is the case, the second one, which I hope it is, we can maybe try to conquer all these England provinces here, and maybe we can acquire some land. So we are prepared for this. Meanwhile, as we put Aragon as our rival, we can issue an embargo on them, because this is going to boost our power projection by 2 points. As you can see, we are going to embargo England as well, because this is another rival. So this is a +3, and the third rival, it was Burgundy, so we are going to embargo them as well. So this is already 8 points of power projection gained just for issuing some embargoes, which is awesome. And then we are gonna build a spy network in Aragon, so we can get a claim on this province, or even Barcelona or Girona. We will see about that, because we want to be able to attack Aragon as soon as possible, and maybe we will be able to call also Castile into this war. We will see, but we will wait until the 100 Years War event fires, so we can see if we are involved into a war against England, or if England just surrenders and gives us the Maine for free, basically. So Savoy is now kind of hating us because they are allied with Aragon, Genoa and Lucca, while Milan is allied with us and Augsburg, which is this state here, this little state, free city actually. While Provence is allied with Siena. which is not a big deal. We have a truce with Provence. We cannot attack them yet. These are some choices. So we take the money for now. As you can see, we have a truce until 1st of January of 1450. So it is like 3 years and a half. Here we can see the date and the year. Not much that we can do for now. We are just waiting for this event to fire so we can see the outcome. Meanwhile, we can take a couple of advisors since we have a little bit of surplus of income. We're gonna take yearly prestige +1, and we are also gonna take no, there's not the advisor that I want, so I'm gonna fire one advisor. Maybe I can get a better one. Let's see. Okay, but I wanted a level 1 advisor here, so I'm gonna fire this one as well. We are gonna burn a little bit of money, but I would like to have the plus 10% morale for 1 point, if this is possible, because no, this is not the one I want. So Burgundy declared war on Provence, and this is bad because now Burgundy is gonna acquire Barrois for sure, but we will retake these lands later in the game for sure. There we go. This was the advisor I was looking for. Morale of our army is plus 10%. We are gonna hire him. So now, as you can see, our morale of our armies is 3.06, and this is a kind of a good morale for starting the game. So when we reach like 20 points of spy network, we are gonna be able to like now we're gonna be able to fabricate a claim on this specific province of Aragon. So now we have a casus belli on Aragon if we want to declare war on them. As you can see, if we go here, we can declare war on Aragon for taking Roussillon, and Navarra, which is this state, and Naples are in personal union with Aragon, so they are subject to Aragon, so they are gonna automatically join the war, while Savoy is not joining the war on Aragon's side because they have a good attitude towards us, plus their ruler is cruel, so he's not willing to join wars started by his allies, while Venice is willing to join. Castile, on the other hand, is willing to join only if we promise them to some lands. So they are joining only if we promise them to give them some lands. This is a nice thing to keep in mind, actually. So we have the possibility to attack early Aragon and seize some land from this area, but we have to keep in mind that in this case we will have to give to Castile a bit of land here, unless we wanna ruin our trust of them towards us. But as I said, I don't wanna start any kind of war before this 100-year war event fires. Meanwhile, as you can see, Burgundy is just sieging and fighting against Provence. There's no way Provence can win this war. Let's see, choices. Cardinal Minister. One of the cardinals in France has proven to be a skilled administrator and already provides useful advice to the king. At this point, making him an administrator in our government would almost be only a formality, but an important formality nonetheless, since we may grow more powerful yet. So, if we take this cardinal in administration, we will have these benefits, or we can get 10 prestige. But at this point, I'm gonna take this. Why not? Aragon has announced France as their own rival, which is fine. As you can see, there are already some nasty wars going on inside the Holy Roman Empire. Our main goal here, as I said, is to recover all the French region. Then I would like to strike early on England, but I'm not sure if this is gonna be possible because they have a very strong navy while we don't. And then I would like also to expand in the Iberia, in the Spanish region. I would like to restore the Western Roman Empire, like this: Italy, France, England, and Iberia. Maybe a couple of lands of the Holy Roman Empire as well. We will see about that. This is my initial idea. Then we will see how the games is gonna proceed. So I'm gonna pause right now because this video is already too long. So thank you guys for watching. This was a very boring, let's say, but this was a boring video, but it was just an introduction to this new series of Europa Universalis 4. As I said, if you like the video and like the series, just leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. Even if you have any suggestion about new games or any suggestion about the actual gameplay, just leave a comment down below. Share the video, share the channel, and yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.